All right, I'm going to do a little video of how to change the MIG wire on a Lincoln wire welder. So the first thing you're going to want to do, you'll notice that it stops feeding whenever it runs out. You'll think that you got the tip clogged or welded on, but in reality the wire is just out. So I take these pliers that you can buy, and the first thing I do is you just got to pull all this wire out. Now, a lot of people throw this away, but I actually find it useful. Be able to clean out carburetor ports. Several different times I've used this wire, so I recommend you just wrap it up and save it, because inevitably you'll need 030 to clean out something. So that's the first step, is just get the old wire out. Next step is removing this spool. Now, you may have the smaller spools. For this, I use the big spools because I do a lot of welding, and you can get them a little bit cheaper. But this here is mild steel, 0.030 in diameter. This is made by US Forge, and that's typically the wire that I use. So a couple things when you're putting the wire in. The question is, does the wire go this way or underneath here? And your wire always feeds from the top going in. If you put it upside down, you'll get kinks in your wire and it won't feed. So I'm just going to put this new spool on. This nut here tightens how much resistance you have in the play. And you have to cut this L off where it's just from the factory. Next thing you're going to do is you want to open up this knob. That lifts up there, and you're going to feed this wire into that track. Now, it's important to remember that if I take this off, there's a little driving wheel. That driving wheel has to be the same size as the wire. So this driving wheel is 030, my wire is 030. If I switch to 035 or 023 or 025, you got to change that driving wheel that corresponds with the diameter of your wire. So basically going to flip that back up, tighten this down. I'm going to turn the welder on, and I feed it through my gun like this. And I watch to make sure nothing's getting kinked up, the wire isn't bound on itself. It allows me to adjust the tension here. And we got wire coming out the gun. I take the time, as you can see I do a lot of welding, and that gets clogged up. Now this brings up another point. When you're welding, if you start getting splatter or it seems like you're out of argon, a lot of times this here just has a lot of buildup on it. And so these pliers, if you don't know how to use these, the end of this is a file. So you basically just stick that in there and twist it, and that cleans all that splatter out, allows you to get good shielding gas. So you can see it doesn't take much, that's just a little buildup on the end. Now some people use anti-splatter, dip their nozzles. I really haven't found it to be that effective. I guess it's good for beginners, but I just clean it out when it starts getting full. Now on this plier, you'll see this is indented. That actually, if you run that up against the end there, it gives you the perfect distance where you're MIGging. So this side I can cut it off tight or cut it off out here, but this side, that depth gives you that distance. That's why that's inset like that. This notch is a tool that allows you to tighten and loosen this. So that's a little bit about these MIG pliers, and that's how you change your spool. And whether it's a small spool this size, it's the exact same process. Remember, marry up your wire size and that, feed it on through, tighten everything back down, feed it to the end, and you'll be ready to weld. This is Doc Welder Speed Shop. If you enjoy my videos, go ahead and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.